Valtteri Bottas won the F1 sprint for Mercedes to deny Max Verstappen 4 points haul and pole position for Sunday's Sao Paulo GP as Lewis Hamilton sensationally charged back from last to fifth to cap an extraordinary Saturday at Interlagos. Verstappen increased his championship lead over Hamilton's 21 points by finishing second from first on the grid, but the big winner of the mini race was arguably his British rival, who overtook 15 cars in the space of 24 laps as part of a stirring comeback drive through the field after his earlier disqualification from qualifying results and technical grounds that had left him further back. Due to a further penalty for an engine change this weekend, Hamilton will drop back 5 places to 10th tomorrow, but is firmly back in the fight for the leading positions on the evidence of today's race. The results of the sprint, once penalties are factored in, set the grid for the 71 lap race, which is now set up thrillingly given the comeback pace of Hamilton and Mercedes. What a drive from Lewis Hamilton. What's he going to do over 71 laps tomorrow, said Martin Brundle, who was stunned in the commentary box, and that sums up most people's thoughts. Hamilton will start tomorrow's race 10 places higher up, and from there, in a race 3 times longer, he can definitely win it, I believe. Choosing to start the sprint on the more durable medium tyres, Verstappen immediately lost the lead at the start to the soft-shod Bottas, and then dropped to third behind Ferrari's fast-starting Carlos Sainz after running wide under braking on the opening run down to the back straight. Verstappen soon re-overtook the Ferrari to move back into second, but could not reel in Bottas over the remaining laps, with the Finn increasingly keeping his soft tyres in good condition despite the looming threat of the Dutchman. Red Bull lost another position from the starting grid with Sergio Perez, who could not repass the impressive sights and so finished outside the points on offer in the sprint in fourth. It means Mercedes actually increased their slender advantage in the Constructors' Championship over Red Bull's 2 points of the ahead of the Grand Prix. By finishing third for the final point, Sainz moved Ferrari ever so slightly clear of McLaren. Hamilton's final overtake was arguably the best of the lot as he swept down the inside of McLaren's Lando Norris for 5th place, which would have really hurt the Woking team as it moved Daniel Ricciardo down a place on the grid. Whether by sheer coincidence or not, the 3 experimental F1 sprint weekends have been the ones where there's been huge drama. The events of Friday night into Saturday in Brazil have barely been believable, with both of the title contenders placed under investigation by stewards, with the outcomes not determined until hours before the sprint. Relegated from what would have been the head of the grid to the back of the pack, and with another smaller grid drop to come on Sunday, Hamilton's title fight seems to be having a similar hammer blow as this weekend's race. But what followed changed from lights out to the checkered flag. That all changed, with Hamilton starting in his lowly position, just coming through the field. Lewis's straight line speed is just mind-boggling. That was in a different league, said Christian Horner. Picking off drivers on an almost lap-by-lap basis on the long curve run to Interlagos first corner, Hamilton was into the top 10 inside 12 laps and then diligently overtook Sebastian Vettel, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc with little delay. He then capped off his move with a brilliant dive on Lando Norris. Incredibly, Hamilton finished just 2 seconds behind Carlos Sainz and a point. Let's not forget Sergio Perez and the other Red Bull just there in front as well. Already starting in a points position on Sunday despite his penalty, the 7-time world champion appears to have the speed and the form to have his sights realistically set on more than just a podium finish ahead of the 71 lap race tomorrow. Before I go, let me run you through the final classification. We have Valtteri Bottas winning. Great result for him and Mercedes, taking that crucial point off Verstappen. Verstappen will be disappointed, but still he can do a lot from there. Got a good chance of taking the lead. Hamilton down in 10th. Hopefully it won't be a concern for him. Sainz, incredible job to hold off Perez, who, I think he'll be disappointed like his teammate. Hamilton in 5th. Just an absolutely incredible recovery. What a performance from him so far this weekend, despite all the challenges. And then you've got Norris. He did a good job to overtake Leclerc. In my opinion, Leclerc will be disappointed with Sainz in 3rd, I think. But moving on, Gasly in 8th, another driver who will probably be disappointed. He just fell back in this sprint race, which is a bit of a shame for him. Ocon and Vettel, I think they'll be relatively pleased with that. And then you've got Ricciardo, Alonso. Disappointing for them, I would probably say. And then you've got Giovinazzi, who obviously had his incident with his teammate, so that definitely wasn't ideal. And then, Stroll and Tsunoda. Stroll moved up a few positions, but let's face it still wasn't particularly great for him. And then Tsunoda as well, 15th. That's really, really disappointing. And then, just moving on to the back of the grid, you've got the 2 Williams drivers, kind of where you'd expect them to be, and then Kimi Raikkonen, obviously, with the contact. Really, really disappointing, and the Haas is just where you'd expect them to be, really. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, link description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.